Hello. So, I wanted to make a video calling myself out. Um, I've done this maybe once before, um, but I was called out last time that I called myself out, and this time I've realised that I need to be called out on something, and it's something kind of bad. I think this is pretty bad actually. So on the weekend, not on the weekend, sorry, in the past few days, I've been speaking to coaches and clients, right? Those are usually the people that I talk to throughout a week. And when I say clients, like potential clients as well, people that are going to follow this path. And with my potential clients, I tend to end the conversation with like, has anything been valuable here for you? Have you learned anything? Do you think that this was a valuable service to you? Something that you'd like to continue with? And I very often, or I can't think of a time that I've had a negative response. I've had like maybe criticisms, how they would improve. Cool, right? Love it. But I got asked the same thing, I think on 2 occasions this week. One was not a coach, so let's ignore that for a minute, even though it's still very important. I was speaking with a coach recently. We ended the conversation. They said, was this valuable to you? Was there anything that helped? And I said yes. And there was nothing. There was really nothing of value that I got from it. It was a conversation between 2 people that went really nowhere, and the times that it could have gone somewhere, it just struggled. And that's unacceptable, right? That's really bad of me. I expect people to be honest when I say, was this valuable? When I don't want people to tell me yes for the sake of telling me yes. I want them to say yes because I've added value, or I want them to say no because I haven't added value. That's the only thing that I want it to revolve around. Not their fear, not I'm asking you, are you scared to say if I don't have value? And that would be, the answer would always be yes, right? Well, not always, but like, that's the same thing. That's the question that I'm asking them. If I was asking myself that, does that make sense? Like, that person essentially just asked me, are you scared to tell me that this was unvaluable, non-valuable? And I said, yes. That's not going to happen in the future. And I really would hope that if we communicate and I end the phone call with, has this been value? And it hasn't, you tell me why it hasn't, and of course that it hasn't. And then again, with telling me if something's valuable, I'm going to make sure that I ask why. So I'm going to call people out on their bullshit in ways that I didn't get called out, right? I flew under the radar here. But yeah, it's just bad. And then the other person I felt guilty about because they were trying to market something to me. This was not a service that I was interested in. I did say that it wasn't something I was interested in, and then they said at the end, okay, well, after this bit of time, would you be able to come to this webinar and watch, and we'll talk? And I said, yes, don't worry, I'll be there. Did I have any intentions of attending that webinar? No, not a tiny bit, right? So why did I say that? I don't know what happened there. Like, I was scared in some ways of saying, like, I was nervous really of saying no to people, right? To say no. It would have saved everyone probably some problems there. So basically, I wanted to call myself out on that, remind myself not to do that anymore, and also to welcome you to telling me if my services are not valuable when I ask you that question, because there's absolutely no reason why I would have a problem with you telling me that, as long as there was something to back it up with, or like, because I'm asking so that I can improve your what you get from something. So unless you were just lying, I wouldn't find it weird in the slightest. But yeah, it's really, really important there. And just goes against my honesty and integrity. One thing that I've said is going to be extremely prevalent in my conversations after I use the word HI, honesty and integrity. I've said that before, right? So that was a slip up. We're midweek. Slip ups at the beginning of the week, they can be improved from this place forward, and they will be. So think about that. When I ask you, when someone else asks you, don't put yourself in a position where you have to make one of these videos.